So I decided to compliment a man the other day. That was my first mistake, okay? I said, fine. Could I have used a better choice of words? Probably. He says, you still think I'm sexy? Because I haven't talked to this man in a long time, okay? I say, yeah, look in the mirror. Duh. It's fine as fuck. That's besides the point. This man says, thanks.
Your ass still fat.
They don't really equate. So I was like, you could have just said I'm pretty. Like, you didn't have to point out my sexual body organ part. Like, and then he proceeds to say, well, my
face is a body part.
Are we so dead ass right now? Like, are you joking? And then he also said, well, I would have rather you said that I was, funny or outgoing. Why'd you have to point out that I was attractive? I'm never complimenting a man again. Because what do I get in return? Sexualized. Objectified. My favorite.
No, they do equate because you came at him with a certain energy. Modern women don't understand this.
Alright guys, never take a woman at the finish line. As a man, when you are working hard, there will be a lot of women who will only be with you once you're successful. When you run the race of struggle and get to the finish line and achieve what you wanted to achieve. But you should never be with one of these women. The ones who only want you when you're successful want your resources or clout. They never believed in you, so why should they get you? They will leave if what you built gets destroyed. A lot of times you will get success, but fail again. These women at the finish line only care about your success, not who you are. You should prioritize the women who were there when you were struggling. The ones that truly believed in you. The ones who motivated you to keep going. Who saw your potential and stuck by you. These are the women who deserve you. The ones at the finish line are not good for you. At the end of the day, you are the same person whether you're successful or not. Only the people cheering you on see that. When you choose the ladies who are there when you're struggling, it will make a lot of people angry. The other women will get jealous. The ones who neglected you while you were struggling. Real love and companionship is built during hard times. Do not take the women at the finish line. All they want is to mooch off of your success. Drop a follow for more drizzle drizzle.
I'm going to say something that'll piss off a lot of women, and I don't care. I am fucking ready to be brutally honest because I've been cleaning all day and I'm ready to finally record a fucking video. Your intuition is a load of fucking bullshit. Not all of your feelings matter. Every single one of your feelings do not matter. Oh, my intuition. I knew he was a bad guy. It was because of my intuition. I had a feeling. Was he really a bad guy? Or did you fuck things up and your ego can't take it? So now you're trying to say, oh, my feelings. I ignored my feelings. Just admit he was out of your league. He rejected you and your butt hurt. And you're trying to find ways to villainize the guy because you cannot be a fucking adult and admit to your own mistakes. This is the problem with so many women in society. Y'all don't want to fight through things. You just want to leave. You just want to villainize a guy because he doesn't do things the way that you want it. Welcome to fucking reality. You think in marriage this man is going to be your fucking puppet? And you want to know why you want control and power over this guy? Because you're useless. You are a useless person, which is why you want men to be weak around you. Because you know if they're strong, they're going to demand things from you that you cannot give because, like I said, you're useless. And what type of girls are useless? 304s? Or women who act like 304s. Women who are useless are bad girls, or they act like bad girls. So don't sit here and bullshit me with the listen to your intuition. If women's intuition was so good, why are there so many single women out there? So think about it. Your feelings don't mean shit. They don't. If this man was good enough for you to do the with him, if you know what I mean, I think you guys do, then he's also good enough for you to stay with him and fight through things with him. No fucking excuses. If he was good enough for you to do that with him, then he's good enough to fight for. If he's worth you doing that then he is not worth losing. Okay? And if you did the with a bad boy, well, I guess that's the only type of guy that you could get. So might as well work with what you got. One-on-one. One-on-one coaching is in my bio.
I have been wanting to date all of a sudden. I do not get approached.
When you go out, you're saying guys don't approach you.
Yeah, no, they do not approach me at all. And and everybody's like, don't put your eggs in one basket. But you gotta have a basket. Well, you have to have some type of eggs or something first. But I really do not get approached like that.
Well, can I see you head to toe, Chrissy? Yeah, let me see what you got on, Chrissy. I asked all of
Oh,
the
look,
girls.
look, you know what? Even better, I'll show you a picture of
No,
how
I
bland
don't want to
get.
see the picture. I want to see real time, baby.
Right now.
Okay,
Hold
no
on.
angles, no lighting, no special
Uh,
story. No,
hold on one
Chrissy, I want to
second.
see it now in real time.
Now, see, right now, I just look like a little prep kid.
Come on now. All right, okay. This is cute. Okay, all right. Okay, do you wear the glasses out when you go out? No glasses.
No glasses.
Yeah.
Are you serious? What's wrong with the glasses?
It gives Miss Y, Miss Crammershams. No, we got to take the glasses off. Can we see you without the glasses? Perfect.
Can I see me without the glasses?
Perfect. Amazing. Look at that. What do we think? Can we see the difference with the glasses versus without? You
See, I got to be able to see me without the glasses too now.
This is so much better. No glasses.
Like, what do you mean? Like, the glasses make me come off a little too...
Like crouchety. Like an auntie, elder, grandma.
I'm not gonna lie, that's my first time hearing that, but what?
Yes, without the glasses, I see fresh, young, youthful.
It was crazy because a lot of people with the glasses on, they think that I'm actually younger than what I am. People either think that I'm 18 or so. I'm 26.
No, that wasn't my first impression. I thought you looked more youthful without the glasses. With the glasses, you look older. But you're fighting me on it. You're not ready. I don't think she's there yet, Shaq. She's not there.
Look,
She's
so
not there in
for
her journey.
25 years we've been doing this.
But I'm telling you, this is what you said. You said
I got you.
men are not approaching me. So I'm telling you that one change, no glasses. You put on a brighter color lip, pink, gloss. Take the glasses off. Try that. See how it goes.
Also, too, so I will be going to this business summit and conference for the whole week next week. I think I should be going without the glasses there.
Yeah, without.
Say, because the wealthy men are going to be in the room and the big tech industry men are going to be in the room. So,
Yeah, and they don't want auntie with the glasses.
I'm so done with
It
you.
looks like she's doing clerical work. Like,
Yeah.
no, take that off. That's a look. Take the let me see without it. Come on, take them off again. Let me see. Oh, wow. Ooh la la. Beautiful.
And that's your sign that you're not a Super Bowl trophy.
A woman reached out to me and says that she just does not get approached when she goes out. The answer may shock you. It had nothing to do with her. This woman is a beautiful woman. She's gorgeous. I have to explain something to you guys. One of two things. One is who you have with you, your crowd, says a lot about you. And I hate to say it, but women, when you go out with certain other types of women, they are going to look at you as birds of a flock fly together. And if those women are not the type of women that that man would approach, most likely he's not going to approach you because you're with them. It's so good. It's so important to like single out who you go out with into certain places and into certain rooms. When they did a study on this, the person who gets approached the most in the bars and at the events is not the person who's the most attractive. It's the person who's most approachable. Now, approachable does not mean easy. So if you're sitting at the bar and you're kind of like closed off and you're like to yourself, you can be drop dead gorgeous, but 9 times out of 10, you won't be approached, not because you're not pretty, but because you come off unapproachable. Now, the person who's out in the middle of the dance floor, they're dancing, they're speaking to everybody, they're entertaining themselves and the others around them. Those can even be the least attractive person in the crew, and they're gonna get the most attention and be approached by the most men. To be honest, that's literally just how it works. The studies show that people get approached who are more approachable rather than more attractive. That's just how it is. So smile, babe. You sit in the corner with that resting face on, ain't gonna get you nowhere. So I'm saying this to say, take note on these things when you're going out to certain places. Make sure that you are aware of the crowd you're around, the company that you're bringing, how are they dressed, and keep that in mind. And if you want to be approached, you're gonna have to come off a little bit more approachable.
I think men these days are not as willing to be rejected or take a risk. Men aren't really approaching.
I hear this from women.
Men are not interested anymore. You notice there's not videos of men like begging, wondering where all the women are. No, it's men aren't really that interested in dating and approaching women anymore. They're just hanging out with the bros, getting drunk, having fun, going back home, beating their meat, and continuing on to another day. But what's so crazy is that y'all keep asking, like, why are men not approaching? But then all you do is want to insult them for not approaching. It's like they could be minding their own fucking business, and y'all are insulting them because they're not making y'all the center of fucking attention. That's wild to me. That, y'all said, hey, guys, we don't be so lustful. Men are like, men told men, stop being lustful. All right, cool. Men got the word. Men stop being lustful. They're just cool. They were just hanging out doing their thing. Now it's like, where's all the men at? A lot of y'all got the attention you were getting because men were being lustful. Men are not being lustful, and y'all are like, but where aren't they approaching us anymore? But you notice it ain't men going, where's all the hoes at? We see where y'all are at. We know y'all are at. And shockingly, STD rates are sky high. Who are y'all fucking? If the men aren't approaching, who are y'all fucking and keep spreading shit?
Woman in the comments said, but why do you have to approach on the pretenses of being lustful? And you still don't get it. Y'all will keep on saying things in the comments because you really don't care what men think. You really don't.
How you doing?
Get the fuck out my face.
Why is like that?
Get out my face.
Why that is?
Get out my face.
L Riz shot.
Bye.
I don't need a model.
Men need to develop the courage to actually walk up to a
Art of game.
Again, right? Like, there are so many men that don't.
Well, y'all, this is the Petty Podcast, right? Shout out to them. They've been podcasting before podcasting was cool. I know every single woman on that podcast. Every last one of them. Shout out to all of them. But I have qualms with this terrible ass take. Here's why this take is terrible, right? All you hear today is men don't approach. Men will see a woman and don't approach her. Men just like to be on the Instagram and shoot messages, right? Men don't know how to have conversational skills. Blah, 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 right? The reason why it's garbage is because there used to be something called, yeah, we're talking about men having approacher skills, but why aren't we talking about women having approachee skills? For all you young guys out there, before there was like Instagram DMs, Tinder swiping stuff, you used to go out and talk to girls, right? Have to approach girls in person. And that was fun. Why? Because there was an approachee etiquette and approacher etiquette. Approachers usually being the man, approachee usually being the woman, right? And there was like, whenever you went to go and approach a woman, there was like a protocol that existed. You know, men would approach, but women also knew how to take approaches, right? Women knew how to turn. There was a way to not like, say I'm not interested. There was a way to flirt and get the number. All these things existed in communion and in harmony. I would argue that doesn't exist anymore. There is no more approachee etiquette. Women are doing whatever they want to, and that is not a fair environment for men. Men cannot go there and sharpen their approacher skills, have it tuned, have it calibrated, only for women to be out there doing whatever the hell they want to. It's not right. We already know by the numbers that cold approaching a woman is a low probability event, very futile. But have you tried, especially now, have you tried to talk to a woman out in the wild? It's like pulling teeth. They'll look at you like crazy, like, oh, what are you doing? Nobody wants to go through that, right? I asked a woman who was a friend of mine, very beautiful woman. She was like 35 years old. I asked her, how do you approach men? Why would I? Oh my God, me approach men? Oh, no, me and Cole. I said, I'm sorry. That's not what I meant to say. How do you let men know, a man that's your type, that you're interested? What kind of choosing signals do you send? What kind of indicators of interest do you send? Well, I'm bad at flirting. I said, man, heck no. No. Let me get, so men should learn how to approach, right? Again, come with a calibrated, measured intent for response, only for women to just do whatever they want. Absolutely not, right? Guys, this is why, like, for all the basketball hoopers out there, this is why pro hoopers, when they run in the offseason, they don't run with anybody. These trained, calibrated athletes, they don't just pull up to UCLA and run with anybody. The people they run with are all certified people, either former D1 players or trainers and stuff. You can't because there's a way to play D1 there's a way to play basketball, especially at that level. They got too much to lose by running with untrained people, right? Right? So that's why you see Harden, James, Durant only running with certified people, right? And that's exactly what I would say. You can't have men build up all these skills, build up all this calibrated approach, refine themselves as approaches only for women to do whatever they want to. It's not fair and it's not going to go back. Like, comment, subscribe, let's go.
And that whole men don't approach women in public anymore. We're not buying that. We're not buying that. We're just not walking across the room to get rejected by a woman that's not worth getting rejected by.
So I'm actually really happy you pointed this out because this changes the game. A lot of times we assume that men don't want to pursue us because they're not interested, but we live in a society now where I think men are like walking on eggshells because they're not sure how we're going to react and how we're going to respond, and if we're going to think that they're creepy. So they kind of just stay back. So we got to learn to kind of initiate some of these little magnetic tactics using I want to give these guys a little bit of knowledge that we are interested. I'm really happy you pointed this out because this actually makes a lot of sense. So thank you.
Me alone, but then in another bucket, we're saying men don't approach us.
As a leave me the fuck alone while I'm outside early. This conversation is so goddamn annoying to me. I've offered the solution several times, and you bitches don't want to take it. The solution is simple. I want to be talked to and I want to be approached, bitches. Need to wear something that identifies you as such. Maybe like the blue bracelet that the Wahite women wanted to wear to identify them as people that claim that they voted for Harris. Maybe you need pink talk to me bracelets or some shit. Something that identifies you as enjoying talking to strangers. I wear a fake wedding band. That's supposed to identify me as a leave me the fuck alone bitch. It doesn't goddamn work. But I feel like if y'all would wear the come talk to me bracelet or ring or necklace or whatever fuck you want to wear, headband, bandana, earrings, eye piercings, I don't give a fuck, wear some shit that says come fucking talk to me, maybe these niggas will leave me alone. Maybe they'll all flock to you, the whole damn room. Maybe when we go to the grocery store, they can all walk behind you like a trail, like little ducklings, and I could go and pick up my cereal, my 2% milk, my eggs, and my business. But y'all reject it. You reject the idea of wearing something that indicates that you want to be approached. The other option is normalizing us being the one that do the approach and men leaving us the fuck alone. Y'all don't want that shit either because you're afraid of rejection. Yeah, I fucking said it. You women are afraid of rejection. Now, as a girlie who has shot my shot and missed and shot my shot and got it, I don't give a fuck about rejection. Because I know that if a man doesn't find me romantically interesting to him, it doesn't mean that I don't have value. It just means he's not romantically interested, and that's really the whole story. But you bitches is afraid of a man telling you no and what you think that will mean. Because your identity is contingent on that man being sexually interested in you, and you need to unpack that. And because you bitches will refuse to unpack that shit, the rest of us have to continue to be harassed in public. Because if you could unpack that, the normal could turn into women approach men, not men approach women, but we're never going to get there because you don't want to be rejected. So that brings us back to the solution that I brought at first. Wear something indicating that you want to be fucking bothered so that the rest of us can be left the fuck alone. But you know why you don't want to wear that? Because I know. Because you're lying. You don't want to be bothered in public. You only want to be approached by the men that you want to be approached by. And saying that I want to be approached by men, and no, the men are not approaching, the men are not walking out to me, the men are not, right? Is about the men that you want to walk up to you are not walking up to you. And saying that you want to be approached again means all men. If you bat signal out again that women want to be approached in public, all the men are going to come. The ugly men, the unattractive bodied men, the broke men, the men that think they're funny when they're fucking not, the weirdo uncomfortable men, all of them. Please do not send this bad signal out. I am trying my best to survive, not talking to these motherfuckers. And your insecurities are becoming all women's problem. That's all I got.
I'm thinking about this more from a woman's perspective, where she's saying, man, I'm trying to go in here and I'm trying to get some eggs and some milk. Why are you stopping me? I'm trying to get back to the house. Come on, man. Leave me alone. Every single time I go out here, I'm approached by a man. And I think that could be, it probably is irritating, because you just want to go in. Sometimes you just want to go in and go out, go in and go out. But I think we also have to understand this is what you deal with as a woman. When a man gets married, what y'all tell him is, well, this is what you signed up for. And that's while you're handing him another list of things to do. While you're saying to him, oh, that needs to be done, or this needs to be done. And y'all know, oh, that man hates you because he wants to spend an afternoon watching football. The man didn't work all week. And now on Saturday, when it's his only day off, he has to run around town all day and miss all of the things that he wants to do. When you continue to have to do that every single week, it's all work and no play. Your mind gets tired, your brain and your body get tired, and you just don't enjoy anything anymore. That's where men are at. So if men have to deal with it, maybe you have to deal with it too.
Of course. I can't tell why a man didn't approach me if he, I can't read minds, right? I can't read minds, let's say. So obviously, I'm not going to know what's going through his head. But here's what I want you to understand. Like, if I'm at a party or something, I'm in a room, we're having a good time, I am not looking at a man like, oh, I want him to approach me. Oh, why isn't he approaching me? No, I'm minding my own business, having a good ass time. If he doesn't approach me, I'm not going to notice him, because I only notice men who approach me, because men who don't approach me are not attractive. So they're not even on my radar. I'm not even looking at them. So I don't care why he didn't approach me. Maybe he wasn't into me. That's cool. I'm not obsessed with men. Okay? Are they attractive? Sure. But the only ones who are worth my attention are the ones who have enough confidence to approach me.
Okay, here are some of my theories why men don't approach women in public. Okay, number one, I think they have had a super horrible, traumatic experience with literally one woman. One woman really did them so dirty that traumatized them moving forward. They can't even move forward because they're still so hurt from the past one experience that they're moving from a place of hurt and not from a healed perspective. 2, men have a very sensitive ego. And they rather protect that ego from it getting bruised just a little bit, just simply by a rejection from a woman, than to actually go and pursue something. Okay, and 3rd point, men have it way too easy now with all the dating apps and Instagram and sliding into someone's DMs. Why would they want to do that in public when they can just choose the easy way out and do it through social media behind a screen?
From your perspective, why don't you think men approach? Personally, if the woman isn't giving me anything to go on, I'm probably going to say, he's probably not going to approach. So most women don't care if they're single, they appear to be single. No, try to gauge the situation. If she's honestly single and you go up and you make small conversation, not hey girl, can I have your number? Or damn girl, you fine. We don't want to hear that. But if you walk up and you're and you start a casual conversation, you can pretty much gauge from that point whether she's going to be interested in you or not. And that is the best way to approach women. Make small conversation. If you're standing in line behind a cute girl at a checkout, say excuse me and get something off the shelf, and then make small talk, literally nice weather outside. It doesn't matter. If she is nice and willing to engage in small conversation with you back, typically if she is taken, she will just make it clear throughout the conversation at some point that hey, she'll casually bring up that she's married or something like that. But respectful women that aren't vindictive little bitches, we really don't mind if people make small conversation with us, as long as it's respectful, right? And then you go from there, engage the conversation and see where it goes from there. So that's what I say. Don't be afraid to engage in conversation with women, even if you think she's way out of your league, or you think no way I would have a chance in hell with this person. You never know. And your other comment was, you don't know unless you take the shot. And you're exactly right. You miss 100% of the shots you never take. So the worst case scenario is she's going to say no, or she's going to be a bitch and be don't talk to me. And who wants to be with somebody like that anyway? So you move on, like dodged a bullet.
Dude here in the comments said, I was at the grocery store at the bakery picking up about a half a dozen donuts for my workers. And an attractive woman commented and said, someone is lucky this morning. I said, I'm lucky to be speaking with an attractive woman this morning. That's how you can help men approach you and start a conversation with you. Just a throwaway comment.
Oh, baby girl, you're pretty as hell. I looked at your profile. You're just as pretty as me, if not prettier. And girls way less conventionally pretty than you and I are still very attractive to men. You think men aren't approaching you because you're not pretty? Oh, baby girl, men aren't approaching you because they're scared of you. Men aren't not approaching women because they're not attracted to them. They're not approaching women because they're terrified. They don't know what they're doing. They're afraid of creeping us out. They don't know. They're so afraid. I'm pretty sure I get approached way more than the average woman. And it's not because I'm so hot. You want to know why men approach me all the time? As soon as I say it, you're going to be like, that actually makes so much sense. Are you ready? Are you ready? They approach me because I'm approachable. You know how some people have resting bitch face? I have resting smiley face. I think you guys, if I'm dancing and I make eye contact with somebody, my instinct is to point at them and start singing or to do this. They can't resist that. Men look at me and they see a bubbly little jumping bean and think, I'm pretty sure this one's gonna be nice to me. And they're right. I'm so friendly. It's actually a problem. It's actually something I'm working on. I'm really bad at being mean to people, and a lot of men will not leave you alone until you're mean to them. That's why the best combo is when I go out with a girlfriend who's like kind of a bitch. Like the bitch bubbly girl combo, unstoppable. Because she'll make sure that nobody harasses us, and I'll make sure that we're drinking for free. If you don't believe me, then you go do the approach. Go approach men. And if you think they didn't seem interested, you probably just didn't do it right, okay? You need to be really clear with men. They don't know you're flirting with them. I tell men when they're approaching women that the first thing they need to do is to just establish comfort and safety and a lack of threat so that there's no creepiness. But because creepiness is ambiguity of threat and women don't pose as much threat to men as vice versa, it's totally different rules for us. It's very difficult for us to creep men out. What's way more likely is a man not realizing what's happening. So while I would never tell a man to do this, for a woman, what you do is you go up to a man, you smile and say, hi, I'm Brenna. I like your hair, your arms or your nose or whatever, some physical compliment. Really try to make it physical, because if you compliment their hat, they'll be like, oh, she likes the sports team on my hat. Like they won't, they need you to be really clear. Sometimes they even say things like, you're really funny. I'm so glad I decided to flirt with you. Because they need to hear, flirt with you, flirting with you. I'm flirting with you. It puts them at ease. It makes them happy. Just trust me. And if you're like, but Brenna, you approaching them takes all the fun out. Like, how am I even supposed to be attracted to a guy if he doesn't approach me? Then I got you, girl. Try what I would call the messenger method. When you're out with a group of girls, go up to a group of guys and go up to one of them and be like, hey, sorry to interrupt, but my friend over there, the one with the red hair, she thinks you're really cute and would love to talk to you. And then walk away. This, my friend, is a win-win-win. You win because you didn't have to do anything vulnerable or scary. Like, you didn't approach anybody. You were just delivering a message. She wins because Guy is still going to approach her. And he wins because he's not so scared anymore. He's got a clear invitation to come up and speak with you. You're like, you are welcome and encouraged to approach the table. His friends are all going to be like cheering him on. Plus, the ball's in his court. If he's not into it or he's got a girlfriend, he doesn't have to reject anybody. He can simply not approach if he doesn't want to. Everybody's happy. You're welcome.
We need to talk about something that literally does not get talked about enough. So I was just at Walmart doing like a normal like grocery, just a few things, and I'm cashing myself out at like self-checkout, and like whenever I'm like cashing out, my guard is always up just a little bit more because I know that's when things start to happen. Like, you have to pay attention to who's looking at you, who's following you out to your car. Like, I don't know. I might be crazy, but I live in Florida and that shit happens all the time. So I'm cashing out and a gentleman walks up behind me and he goes, hey, I don't mean to be rude, but you look good. And just keeps walking. Okay, but guys, you need to fucking realize that when you say like, hey, I'm sorry, I just had to, or like, don't mean to be rude, that does not fucking cancel it out. You just made that girl 10 times more uncomfortable than she already was in the store. So get that through your head and let's just not say anything. Okay, thanks.
There was a woman in the comments that said, there's nothing wrong with giving a stranger a compliment, especially when you just walk away afterwards. She does not speak for all women. Thank you. Because she thinks she's making a point, and this is actually a stupid one.
When a man is handsome, educated, make good money, but still single, what could the problem be?
This illustrates a severe lack of understanding of who men are, because to say that a man, once he checks off all the boxes to be at his peak, why is he single? Men are given a double take to that statement, because it's like, why would a man at the top of his game decide to settle on one person? That doesn't make sense to men. Now, let's say he were to be at his top of his game for several years, and this is what typically happens of the guys that are in high demand, what they would say the high value man, is that they are at their peak for several years. They're sort of in a playboy mode for several years, maybe 6-7 years, and toward the tail end of a decade, then that's when they say, okay, now it's time to settle down. So, but this just illustrates a severe lack of understanding of who men are, the nature of men, to say that there's a problem that he's single when he is at his peak. Women severely just do not understand who men are.
And I guess it's once again going to be the man's problem. It ain't going to have nothing to do with you. It ain't going to have nothing to do with what's going on out there. It's going to be fully and totally his problem. Even if a man takes 60%, 70%, 80% of the responsibility, modern women don't want no percentage. Well, it wasn't me. It's got to be fully the man. Got to be something wrong with the man.
So can we talk about how attractive it is to find a man that knows how to be alone? If you've ever talked to a man and dated or whatever's, talked to a man and you ask them how long has it been since you've been in a relationship, and they can say, well, it's been a couple months or it's been a year or whatever. It is so attractive to hear that a man knows how to love his own company, knows how to take care of himself, knows how to feed himself, knows how to pay his own bills, knows how to entertain himself without another female and without having another woman repair or try to heal the broken wounds from his prior relationship. It's just so sexy and so attractive when a man knows how to be alone. It's just, I don't know. Ladies, if you're on here, tell me that that is not a flex, because it is. When I know that a man knows how to be in his own company and enjoy his own space, it's the biggest flex ever. It's so attractive. It's just like, geez, that's a man. Just saying.
I've seen it before. The guy who gave everything, the one who texted back fast, who stayed loyal, showed up and stayed loyal, and still got left on red. But here's the truth. You can't break a man who's faced loneliness. He's been through the silence, the maybe later plans, the ones who only hit him up when it's convenient for them. So now he doesn't chase love. He attracts peace and he protects his energy. Because once a man learns how to be alone without falling apart, she stops being his weakness and start needing to be his match.
Do you know what the funniest thing about so many men is nowadays? So many men are no longer scared of being single. They're now scared of being in a soul-sucking, detrimental relationship that's only gonna waste their time, waste their energy, waste their effort, and waste their money. They would rather be single than be in a bad relationship. So it's not that men are complaining because they're single. Men are complaining because they've just seen everything as such a waste of time for them lately.
Guys, we're not making excuses for why you're not coming up to approach women anymore. If you're scared to be called a creep, then just go ahead, die single and lonely. Who cares at this point? All you guys come up with is excuses.
A lot of women are commenting on this New York Times article that went out about where have all the men gone, kind of touching on this non-existent male loneliness epidemic. And women are crashing out. And I tried in a couple comment sections of women posting about this to have like nuanced conversations. And sometimes I'll joke. And they just are crashing out. They cannot for the life of them believe that men, mainly men, middle-aged men, 35 to 55, are just choosing not to do anything. So they have to make up excuses and then just blast you in the comments when you're trying to have a conversation by saying, well, you must be this, you must be a narcissist. That's their favorite word, because every man's a narcissist. No woman ever did anything wrong. But then they're angry when I tell them I choose to stay single, and they're like, well, you should stay that way. Good for you. Don't come to us. We don't want you. But meanwhile, you're crashing out that men have chosen to stay single, and people are actually writing articles in the New York Times about it. I guess what I'm trying to say here is that there's not a loneliness epidemic, ladies, but if you want men to come off the sidelines, the good men that you're looking for, how about you stop hating them?
I don't think I can say this enough times. Good men that have been through stuff are no longer afraid to be single. They're just afraid of being in another pointless relationship in which they are the only ones giving while risking their sanity.
I think this is especially for men who stay single later into life. It's really easy, and I'm not throwing stones because I've been in this. It's really easy to kind of get into these funks.
Yeah, for sure.
Where like you're eating at the same place every day and you're wearing the same thing. Yeah. And you know, like every day is like a less exciting rerun of the day before.
Yeah.
And you're starting to lose the excitement that you have for life. Mm-hmm. And I think that that's a symptom of a stagnant soul, right? Oh. And so to your point, it's not good for us to be alone.
Yeah.
But there are lots of ways to get that community. It's just that when you are single, you have to work a little extra hard.
Guys, check this out. Aside to the fact of all the wild, crazy stuff that's going on social media, the Diddy trials, all these people getting pardons, and all the crazy stuff that's going on around the world, do y'all notice something that a lot of people let slip past them? A lot of guys are no longer dating. I have never seen a time where so many men are so proud to say that they're single. They have their own place, they have their own cars, they got good jobs, they're not being judged. They don't have to worry about if something goes wrong, they're getting exposed all over the internet. Do you know the dating scene, not only here in Texas, but everywhere? Guys are just enjoying their lives of being stress-free without all of the headaches. Do you know every time someone starts to date somebody, whether that person has a name for them or the other person has a name for themselves, do you know every time an argument occurs within their household, they get exposed, it's all over the internet? And a lot of guys have experienced it and they're tired of it. So a lot of these men now, they don't care no more about no baddie, because a baddie ain't paying no bills. The looks ain't bringing nothing to the table. A lot of these guys would rather just be single and do their little thing on the side and send their little tails on home. And a lot of females are doing it too. A lot of women want to stay single. They don't want nothing to do with a man or a relationship. But I notice mostly guys now, I've never seen a time like where I have seen so many men are staying single. So I put a post up a while back and I asked, why do so many men stay single now, and why are so many men so happy to be single? A lot of the guys' comments says peace of mind. The majority said that they're tired of getting into it with their girls or their significant others, and they got to get exposed all over the internet, and then a week or two they right back together. So we live in a time now where people don't even want to be in relationships anymore. God made somebody for everybody, but you know what's bad? When people don't even want to date no more. People not even dating anymore. You go into the store now, flowers are expiring on the shelves because people hardly even buy any flowers except when it's Valentine's Day or it's Mother's Day and stuff like that. People don't even care about relationships anymore. I mean, everywhere you look, you see somebody who's happy to be a single man. It's not because they're ugly. It's not because they're broke. It's not because they have no motion. They got all of the above. They just would prefer to stay single. And you know that's bad when times is changing like that, where people don't want to be in a relationship or be involved. And me personally, from what I've seen and what I've witnessed on the internet, I don't blame a lot of these people for staying single. It's either you a deadbeat, you broke, or you don't do this or do that anymore. Everybody's looking at the next person to see what the next person has. And a lot of guys and a lot of females don't want to deal with that anymore. This person's with you now, but then they see somebody who looks better than you, got a little bit more to offer than you, then all of a sudden, you get kicked to the side. So this is the reason why a lot of people are actually choosing to just stay single. And you know what? I don't freaking blame them. I'd rather be one of those people who would just, wake up every day with a peace of mind, You should never be dating somebody and your whole entire day is stressed out. You wake up sad. You wake up not want to be around that person. You're supposed to be happy and want to wake up to that person. You should be wanting to go buy them flowers. You should be in a position where you want to take them out to eat, where you can't stop looking at them. You can't keep your eyes off them. But the way that the dating scene is nowadays, everybody wants too much. People don't know how to keep their mouth closed and keep their businesses to themselves. Mainly when it comes down to a couple's argument. Why when two couples argue within the privacy of their home, it makes it to the internet? Why when your man or your woman lose their job and fall short, it makes it to the internet? Why when a woman and a man breaks up because of something that she did, all of a sudden the man is a deadbeat dad, but he wasn't a deadbeat dad last week when he was over there blowing your back out. So this is why a lot of people are staying single, man. You know, and I can honestly say, I don't think that it's going to get any better. It's going to keep getting worse because this new generation of people that's being raised is raised off of materialistic, only what a person can do for them. You even got people out there now, they only get dressed and look nice just to go see if they can meet somebody who looks good, who can actually provide for them. That's all it's about, man. It's not even about the type of person that you are anymore. Women will actually choose a rich man that will dog them out over a good man that's a hard-working man but don't have as much money as a rich man. And that's crazy to me, bro. This economy, society as a whole, and our people are messed up. People say that the world has changed. No, the world hasn't changed. It's the people in the world that's changed. The world is still the same. The trees still growing leaves like it always has. The grass still growing grass like it always has. The sky still turns blue and it still turns dark at night. So the world hasn't changed. It's the people in the world. And that's the reason why people are choosing to stay single, man. Too much has changed. And that's why a lot of these guys say, I'd rather have my peace of mind than to be in competition with the next man. Social media has made it so easy for people to cheat. Even if they're not physically cheating in the flesh, they're still entertaining other men. Men are still entertaining other women. The internet has messed up anything to do with a relationship because as soon as you think that you're doing something, your girl or your dude sees something on the internet that looks very appetizing to them. Like he has a better car. She has a better body. It's all a game, bro. All of it is a game, and this is why people are choosing to stay single. So if you're one of those people who's going through the BS and you just being used, recognize that you're being used and just stay single. Trust me, you have a better peace of mind by just staying single and staying the hell to yourself. I'm out.
A lot of dudes in the comments saying, man, I'd rather be single and alone. If I have to go through a lot of the stuff that I see some of the other brothers going through, I don't want to be around it. Sometimes they don't even reference other dudes. They just say, man, from my experience, I've seen all that I've wanted to see and it's not good. I don't want to be around these women that act like this. A lot of modern women just have a very, very negative energy to them. They're very, just not positive, not supportive, not really motivational. They don't make you want to get up and do anything. They don't make you want to be ambitious. It's one thing to be an ambitious person and then somebody comes in and they say, man, yeah, I see you killing out here, man. You keep on doing that. That's great. That's what I need. I need more support. I would love that. But what a lot of modern women out here, they do, they come in and sometimes they think they're fixing something. They trash the man. And a once ambitious man who had goals in his life, who was doing things, who was killing it, be like, man, I don't even want to do that anymore. Because it knocks you out of the headspace of being positive. Your juices are no longer flowing. Your mentality, even though you're trying to fight through it and still continue to go out there and make something of yourself, it's just your woman out of all people coming in and trashing you and be like, dang, man, like, do you ever stop hating? Like, what good came today? What great thing happened today? Tell me about that. Tell me about that so I can get motivated. I can go, you know what? Let's get it.
The male loneliness epidemic is an invitation for men to evolve. I have seen, and I'm a byproduct of marriage, and I know a lot of women can relate to this, of marriages where a woman is overextending herself and then hits her late 50s, 60s, whatever. They're burnt out. They're exhausted. I refuse to repeat that cycle. I refuse. And literally, the male loneliness epidemic is an invitation for men, if they really care about women and about being in a relationship to women, that they evolve emotionally. We are at the point in our society where women can, not that we should and not that we have to, but we can a lot of times pay for ourselves, do our own thing, whatever. We don't need that. That isn't our top priority. It is important, don't get me wrong. But emotional connection, being there. Is this person somebody that, if my mom or father or whatever passed away, could I contact them? Could they handle stuff for me? Could they show up? Can I count on them? Are they reliable? Those questions, which have always been important questions, don't get me wrong. But coming from a society where our parents and older generations, the woman couldn't afford anything or just literally got pregnant very young and that was it for her. That's no longer the case. It's an invitation to evolve, and men are bitter about it. Men are mad about it that they can't just be complacent when literally it's simple. Google is free. Evolution truly is free. It's just a time and investment thing. And you can't complain if you're not willing to invest. It's simple as that. And to really double down on that topic, it's an entitlement issue. It's that they have been bred, literally it's in their DNA because their fathers were entitled and their fathers' fathers were entitled. And at that point, unfortunately, they had more of a leg to stand on the entitlement because women really didn't have rights. They didn't have freedom. We couldn't afford shit. We get pregnant early. Then we stay at home and then we tolerate stuff because we had to. Whereas now, that's no longer the case. And so the entitlement that's bred into their DNA is no longer has a foot to stand on, a leg to stand on more so. So they're bitter. They're mad about it. And rather than evolving, they make that our problem, that we are no longer taking below the bar mistreatment, abuse. How is that our problem? How is that my problem? How is that anybody's problem? The self-accountability is just not there. And this is seriously, it's just as simple as realizing it is an invitation to evolve. And then going back to the breeding of entitlement and stuff like that. Also, women are not victims. Women, we need to stop overperforming for men. Stop serving them. Stop, decenter them. I finally get it. Decenter them. We're not helping anybody by waiting on them. They need to be socialized better. And that will not change until our behavior changes. And a lot of times, in my experience, a lot of the things that I was doing was knee-jerk reactions. It was something that nobody was asking of me, but something I had been socialized to do myself. Stop doing that. Seriously. Stop doing it. Rest. Go on a walk. Listen to music. Prioritize yourself. Find a hobby. Because there's nothing worse than now seeing my parents as they get older, and older women have no clue what to do because they've never had hobbies. They raise the kids. Everything's centered around that. Now they're literally lost. It's so sad to see. Prioritize yourself. Figure out what you like. If you don't know what you like, think about your child version of yourself. What did she like? Go do that. Go just try something. Throw shit at a wall until something sticks. Please, for the love of God, stop centering men. And a man, if you're watching this, evolve. It's not that we don't love you. We love men. It's just, come on. We are not going to be somebody's maid. Would you want to be somebody's maid for the rest of your life? That doesn't sound fucking fun, does it? Okay, then please evolve.
So here's a man in the comments. Now, we continue to say that men don't take accountability. Here's a man in the comments that says, I think both sides have a lot to learn. That's a man taking accountability, okay? Here's another man. He says, I agree, men need to be better. But a lot of them are frustrated because a lot of women want both a progressive lifestyle, being a boss babe, and also a traditional relationship, wanting the man to be the alpha/breadwinner. So a lot of guys are just burnt out trying to compete with the top 10%. Exactly. You're going to stress yourself out. You're going to frustrate yourself. You're going to get yourself off the mark that you're trying to go towards. And you're going to fizzle out. You don't want that as a man. And then a woman's not going to want you anyway. And the man is saying, I know I have things to do. I know I have things to improve on. I know I have goals that I need to start hitting, that I need to be better at. Men do this over and over again. But then they run into modern women who do not do the same. That's why they say, you know what? If you guys can't improve with us, there's no way that I can take you on. It's too risky.